Hey guys, I said I would have a lot of cool industrial fans this week. First off was the HRS, or HRS is plural. Next up is SMC, or SMC's plural. Some of you may have seen there was a guy down in Chicago that had two of these on Craigslist in really rough shape. And I've been talking to him for some time because they weren't worth the trip to Chicago in that kind of shape. But as I was talking to him, he found a third one that he said was in a little better shape. And he said he also found a new in box one. And I quizzed him. I said, the new in box one, is it the same as the other ones? He said, yes, it's SMC. So I figured, hopefully it was an old cast iron one like this. And that would be really cool to find one new in box. But even if it wasn't, if it was a newer SMC, that still was pretty cool for it to be an industrial. And got there, and turned out it was a Airmaster. Not one of the cool British-made weird Airmasters, or not one of the older cast aluminum ones, but one of the stamped steel ones like I have 5 or 6 of over there. So, got another one of those. And got the 3 of these. This is the best of the 3 SMCs. The other 2 are in really rough shape. They're so rusted that you can't even really see the paint on the bottom of it. I think they were sitting in his garage for quite some time and there was water on the floor of the garage. The good news is that since they're cast iron, the rust is just on the surface and it comes off with a wire brush. So I'm going to, and the bearings are still good, the windings are still good, it's just some surface rust. So I'm going to use a wire brush to get all the rust off and then sand them and repaint them, and probably do this one too. I haven't decided yet, but most likely. So I'll end up with 3 restored SMCs. This will be the first industrial fan that I restored since the garage Dayton's. I really don't like restoring them. I like leaving them original, even if the original is not great. But these 2 are so bad that I really can't see leaving them. So let me show you something really cool. So we know that this is the older style with the cast iron motor, wide, steeply pitched aluminum blades, plastic canopy, 3/4 inch down rod. We know that's the older version, and I think we discussed that these might be as old as 60s or 70s. These ones here are 77. The capacitors are dated 77, and there's a date tag underneath the lower canopy. Let me show you the coolest thing here. That tag, I don't know if you can read that. It says made by Shell Electric, it's a motor company, manufacturing company limited of Hong Kong for energy reduction systems. Wooster, Ohio, USA. That's the same energy reduction systems that made the fan with the lighted housing and the weird pull chains. So, apparently, as far back as the 70s, they were importing commercial fans by SMC. It's rated at 1.5 amps, 110 to 120 volts. And, let's give it a spin. Got the amp meter, got the 4-speed control, and let's take it out on low. 0.25 on low. Medium low. 0.47. Medium high. 0.68. Okay, let's go all the way up to high, starting at 1.8. It's quite a bit below the 1.5 rated current draw, but it's going awfully fast. It's possible that the capacitor is drifted some, but for it to be going faster than this, that'd be pretty surprising to me. This is incredibly fast for a 70s cast iron industrial. I think it's faster than a 70s gold line, or at least around the same. Quite a strong breeze under the fan for a curved-bladed industrial, especially given how far up those blades point. Not a lot right here, but that's to be expected. Yeah, it's moving quite a lot of air back here. I'd put it with the top air movers of the fans back here. Might even put it up there with the 60-inch gold line. If not, it's definitely with the 56-inch gold line. It's moving a ton of air. Okay, spinning down, and we're off. I tried to take a picture. I don't know if it came out. These actually came out of a ice skating rink that the guy who sold them to me worked for. They had a row of about, I don't know, 24 of these across the building. There are two separate ice rinks, but they were in a row, so really there's just a wall between one large ice rink, and there was a row of fans down the center. And apparently they pulled 3 of these out because they didn't work, and then he found out they just had balloons stuck in them, and so he stuck them in his garage, and that's what happened to him. And my question is, why would you go to the trouble of pulling them out just because they didn't work? Why not just leave them up there if they didn't work? But because they were, I mean, they were man, probably 40 feet up. Way higher than any ceiling I've ever had to work on, that's for sure. I told him if he ever removed any other ones to keep me in mind, and please don't put them in the garage so they can stay in better shape. The ones that are up there all look, they're dirty, but that's it. Didn't do anything to these bearings. Remember, these are cast, excuse me, not cast, these are aluminum blades. So this long spin down time is not coming from any extra blade weight. They're very light as far as blades go. There's a lot of similarities between these and union-made industrials. The yoke is very similar and the blades are very similar. The down rod and the mounting hardware is different. And the way the motor fits together is different. But there are more similarities than I would expect, given that SMC is its own company. Thanks for watching.